Oh my God.
No.
17-0. Let's go.
Boom, boom, boom. 17 in a row, baby.
Oh my
gosh. Oh.
And it wasn't even that close.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't even that close. Stevie, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start?
I want to start with the number 17. Okay.
Well,
17.
hold on. I thought you were going to start with, this is KSU Nation. You're Stevie B. I'm Kenny G.
People know that they can see our names: Stevie B, Kenny G, KSU Nation. Like, subscribe. If you want us to highlight your comments, click the whole $sign below. We'll highlight it. Join the channel if you want to. 17 though, Kenny. That's the number I want to talk about today. 17 straight against KU. 17 points allowed versus KU this year. 17 turnovers forced this year for the K-State defense and special teams, Kenny. 17 is the number we need to talk about. I got to watch it live. You had some crazy experiences being in Kansas City. I want to go and tell everyone what happened real quick, where you were, and then the funny story you told me right before we went live.
All right. So I was in Kansas City with my family. This was planned out like kind of a few months ago. We were going to go to the amusement park out there in Kansas City. It was called Worlds of Fun. It's a Cedar Point Park or whatever. Anyway, we were kind of worried about it because all the rain and the weather conditions, but there was no rain, Steve. It was kind of a miracle. It was literally just like we were right on the outside of the rain, like wall or whatever you want to call it. We got a little bit here and there. But being in Kansas City, it's closer to KU than it is to K-State. But there's K-State fans that go to Kansas City to work and stuff like that. But anyway, we're in the park. There's KU fans. There's K-State fans everywhere. And I'm hearing cheers and boos like from the crowd because they're watching the game on their phone. And I didn't want to burn my battery up because I don't have like a mobile battery with me, extra battery. So I'm getting you to like text me, play by play or important things that are happening in the game as I'm waiting in line, or if I'm on the ride, I'll get a notification on my watch and I'll see what you're saying. I'm like cheering like from the ride, like I'll be on a roller coaster, like yes, like I'll see it on my wrist. So that was a fun experience. Just hearing the moans and groans of the KU fans throughout the game. The cheers were going crazy at the beginning of the game, and we'll get into it. But after it was all said and done, when the dust settled and we all know who won the game, I was still there. I mean, we won the game, around like 2:00 in the afternoon?
Yep.
We were there until about 11:30 at night. So right around like 5:00-ish, still sunny out. There was this couple that came walking down the path. And my wife and I were waiting for our daughter to finish going to the bathroom. And this couple, the guy had all lavender K-State uniform. Like it was like a K-State super fan almost. And then his wife or girlfriend or whatever was wearing Jayhawks, right? And they both looked at me. I don't know why, but they
were you wearing anything K-State?
I was not wearing anything K-State.
What?
Yeah, I didn't want the attention. Okay, I was there with my family. I was happy that the Cats won. I was wearing a K-State shirt underneath a hoodie, okay, right? So
they can't see that.
They can't see that. But when they walked right, they both looked at me. I don't know why. I just maybe have one of those faces where you need to look. But so they both look at me, and I throw up one of these. Right? I throw up one of these, and the girl immediately goes. Like one of those, right?
No way, dude.
Just super like,
oh my god,
just super aggressive. And the guy, he kind of like dips back a little bit, like behind, like she's walking ahead of him, but he's holding her hand. He dips back and he goes, And I'm like, yo, dude, yes,
Let's go.
let's go.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was awesome, dude. It was a great day to be a K-State fan. Again, 17 in a row, dude. That is amazing.
Yeah, I was texting him for almost all the big plays. I did have to call him. I had to call him one time because a big play happened. Okay, we all know K-State fumbled opening kickoff. KU came down and scored, which
I thought you were joking when you sent me that text. I thought you were joking. I'm like, Steve, come on. I'm with my family. I don't need this stress right now. And you're like, I'm being dead serious. I'm like, what the hell?
And then KU scores, which it clearly, anyone you ask, Jalen Daniels fumbled into the end zone. That was not a touchdown. But regardless, K-State comes right down to scores in like 6 plays, like super easy. They get a 3-and-out on defense. And then the reason I had to call you, you called it special teams touchdown. KU fumbles a snap on a punt, which I was going to get blocked anyways. Like the amount of people back there, like K-State brought everyone. K-State brought the house. And everyone starts jumping on the ball. The ball just pops out. Ralph Ortiz picks it up, runs it 25 yards for a touchdown. I'm jumping up and down. I'm going crazy. I had to call Kenny. I'm like, dude, you called it. K-State special teams touchdown. And you're first off, you picked up like you're annoyed that I called, by the way. Sorry to ruin your fun at Worlds of Fun, but I had to call you because you called it. It was a huge play. And from that moment forward, K-State never gave up the lead the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because you were calling and we were in line. We were about to get on, and Savannah, my wife, she gives me the look like one of those looks, like you're calling me. She goes, "You're with your family," and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, maybe Avery Johnson like broke his leg or something? I need to answer this. And it was the complete opposite. It was all good from that point on. I don't think you'd be calling me if something bad happened.
No,
you wouldn't want to give me that. Hey, look, I know we complain about the Jalen Daniels, maybe might not have scored. I mean, even
he 100% did not score.
I love Chris Kleiman. He goes, I still don't even know if he made that touchdown. That's super funny. Chris Kleiman's press here. But if they didn't do that, Steve, then your magic number 17 wouldn't be existing. So you have to take that into consideration.
I guess.
But realistically, 42-10, meaning K-State beat KU better than Texas Tech beat KU. So,
and we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. We'll get
into that later this week sometime. Okay. There was a point there where K-State had 35 points on 36 plays, Kenny. 35 points on 36 plays. Okay. And on only 291 yards of offense, which would make Bill Snyder smile, man. Like K-State won a field position battle. They won a turnover battle. I mean, they were +3 in turnovers, but really, if you're looking at offense and defense, I mean, K-State was, just dominant.
This was its first complete game, Steve.
First complete game all season long, even with the mistakes. K-State dominated this game. Their first road win in about a year. Since winning at West Virginia a year ago. I mean, it was a thing of beauty. I mean, it had to be a little stressful for you to not be able to see the game, but when you're getting all these positive updates outside of maybe a 10-minute window in the second quarter when K-State's defense couldn't get off the field, which Jalen Daniels, I mean, we're going to look at it here in a second. He was not good. But he had 2 or 3 nice plays. And of course, it all happened on one single drive, a 3rd and 12 scamper, a 3rd and 11 scamper. But outside of that, I mean, he did nothing. Can
I say something? I got to go on a small rant here.
Let's hear it.
So again, I was around a lot of KU fans, and you know what they were saying? I didn't want to speak up. I'm not there for them. I'm there with my family. But I heard them saying like, yeah, Daniels just had a bad day. They just had a bad day. He just had a bad day. When are we going to acknowledge that, they said the same thing about Josh Hoover. Yeah, he had a bad day. What if it's just K-State is making these quarterbacks have bad days? Okay. What if that is the case? Because they also said the same thing about Sawyer Robertson. Sorry. Sawyer Robertson. Oh yeah, well he had a bad day. He was, they still won the game, but they were like, yeah, he did not look like
Man,
he
I wish we
usually
had that
does.
game back.
And it's just like, when are we going to start to say that K-State is just making these quarterbacks look bad? Or maybe it's, it's maybe not individual players, but it's maybe the scheme or the defensive play, game plan. Like, when are we going to actually acknowledge that K-State is the team that was preseason predicted to be the number one team, and they're starting to play like it now?
Absolutely.
Like, when are we going to start to acknowledge that, Steve? I'm getting sick and tired of like, oh yeah, they're just not playing. They had a bad day. Well, maybe K-State made them have a bad day. How about that? Maybe that's the reason. Maybe K-State is actually good. They just had a rough early start to the season, losing in Ireland, and then letting that carry out to, the non-con, and then after their first bye week, they started looking like a completely different team, and you could see it week in and week out. They're playing like a completely different team, and this game shows this is the kind of game, this is the kind of team. And now Chris Kleiman is 6-6 coming off the bye week. He's 6-6 coming out of a bye week. He's at 500, Steve. He was one game short of 500. Now he's 500. So now can we please stop with the whole, Chris Kleiman in the bye week? Oh, no, here we go.
It's over.
It's over now. Like, that's over. And then, I'm going to say this too. Chris Kleiman, he talked about it in his presser. The guys were pissed because they kept hearing like, oh, this is the year. This is the year. K-State's down.
KU's favored in the game. New stadium.
Yeah. Yep. And they used that for fuel. And they did not let up, man. I wanted it. I said, I want their foot on their neck. I want it driving into the ground, belt to ass performance. K-State.
And you called it, dude. I mean, your score prediction was what? Say it again.
Before the game started, it was 45-27, right? And then I said 45-21 after we got the fumble recovery into the touchdown. I'm like, okay, it's 45-21. And it ended up being 45-7 or 42-17, which is such a wild score, dude. That is such a crazy score. I never would have thought that would be the case. And then realistically, Robbie Schiltz, 78, said it best. Cats won 42-10. The refs gave them 7.
They did, because they say fumble. They recovered the fumble in the end zone. Actually, your guy Quay Moss recovered it, but they decided to just rule it a touchdown. And
I did call for 2 interceptions for Quay Moss. Unfortunately, he didn't get those interceptions, but we did get 2 interceptions.
Yes, let's take a look at these stats now. Which, by the way, shout out to you for being the person to call K-State's defense is a different animal at this point in the season. It just is a different animal. They look different. They're doing better. I mean,
I watch college football. What do you know?
I'll tell you what. Klanderman was dialing up some sexy defensive plays, dude. Yeah. I mean, dropping back freaking Travis Bates and Ryan Davis in coverage, getting hands on balls. Like a defensive end almost has an interception, dropping 10 yards back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Des Purnell about has another pick 6, baby. It's a different animal. Let's take a look at these stats. 77 plays for KU, Kenny. Only 247 yards allowed. That is insane. K-State forced 4 turnovers, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions. And they also had, where is it? Did I go past it? Where is it? It's not on here. 4 sacks. 4 sacks as well, Kenny. 4 sacks, 4 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, look, every single game. Now, we'll talk about next week, but every game so far, if you erase the first 4 games, which you can't erase those games, but from that point on, not the first 4, what am I saying? Yeah, the first 4, the 3 non-con and then the Iowa State game. Actually, no, include the Iowa State game because they did play okay in that game. They played close, Iowa State, a healthy Iowa State. They played them close. So the 3 non-con games are really what are causing K-State's pre-game stats to look as bad as they are. But ever since that bye week came around and they played UCF, they look like a completely different team. They're scheming differently. People have stepped up. I mean, we talked about how sad Toby Osunsami being out of the game was. Jordan Allen stepped up. Ryan Davis stepped up.
He did.
I mean, my God, I was watching these highlights. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, these dudes stepped up and they started playing their tail off. I'm like, Ryan Davis, I think, had didn't he have like a sack? And then Jordan Allen was right there.
Yep.
Yeah, Ryan Davis with the sack. Jordan Allen, where is he at on this list?
Okay, so the sacks
I just saw him.
The sacks are right here. Des Purnell the sack and a forced fumble. Ryan Davis with the sack. Malcolm Alcorn Crowder played the game of his life, dude. He played so well. And then Jordan Allen and Chidi both shared a sack as well.
Yeah. Dude, these people are stepping in, and it just goes to show how deep our defensive end and defensive line is, where you can get some fresh guys in there who are hungry to prove that they belong on the field. And even though they know that Toby's out for the season, they filled those shoes beautifully, at least against this KU offensive line. I mean, they were just back there, man.
Every play.
And one of the things I have to say, I have to highlight this, Steve. What was the number one concern that we had with this K-State defense? Was giving up the explosive plays. Mm-hmm. And that did not happen. I don't think we gave up one explosive play the entire game.
No, I want to take a look at this real quick here. I mean, this is insane. Jalen Daniels, 17 of 35.
Wow.
129 yards, an average of 3.7, 2 interceptions. I mean, a QBR of less than 42. I mean, K-State came to play, baby. They came to play. I mean, and normally K-State is the team that really, really, really struggles in like bad weather games. It wasn't today. It wasn't yesterday. It was not yesterday.
And it wasn't like it was a monsoon out there, but it was still a factor. It was still a factor. It was cold. It was windy. Let's not forget that. It was windy. There was a little bit of rain. It was like a mist almost out there, like a heavy mist. But yeah, it was just such a great thing to witness. And I'm super proud of the boys getting this win, backs against the wall. And look, we needed this win to obviously get to the bowl, right? We needed as many wins as we can to get to bowl eligibility because of our horrible start to the year. But this still gives us a running in the Big 12 championship race.
It does.
Right? And every single game that we play from here on out is a must-win scenario to get to that point, because if we win every game, it brings us to 7-2. I brought up the title scenarios. Now, there's another team out there that's shocking the world right now.
Are we going to see a part 2 again this week? Are we going to see a part 2?
We could actually see a part 2. We need to actually probably do it every week.
I would say we probably need to do it every week, honestly.
Every week. Yeah, every single week. But yeah, I mean, just a stellar performance by the defense. There was a lull in like the second quarter, like you said. They couldn't get off the field.
But I mean, they made everything hard for KU. That made them
take
9 minutes just to score a touchdown.
Right, and honestly,
that was the only touchdown that they actually legit scored.
Right, and you have to also give credit where credit's due. Like KU, Jalen Daniels was playing like a dog. I mean, he was playing his tail off out there. Trying to fight for every single yard he could. K-State wouldn't let him have anything, right? And
there was a time out there where he came out to the sidelines and like you could tell he looked rattled. He looked hurt. Like K-State was beating him up. He was having to take slow breaths to try to calm himself down.
Yeah. I mean, this K-State, they were ready to play this week, man. And I really hope that this carries on for every single week after this, because this is the kind of energy and this is the kind of physicality that we have been talking about since before the season even started. We're like, this is the K-State that we thought we were going to get from day one. We didn't get that day one, but now they started to find themselves. I mean, your star players are still playing like star players. And I think a lot of emphasis was put on to Dylan Edwards. And once he is now sort of like faded into the background, cue the Homer Simpson meme. Once he's sort of like faded into the background, the K-State identity is totally different now. K-State's like, okay, now our identity's shifted a little bit. We need to get our tight ends and Jace Brown more involved. We do have a great threat in our deep ball we need to utilize. And Joe Jackson is still playing tough and hard-nosed football. And then Avery Johnson finally is starting to play like dude. I watched his highlights of getting to the edge. I'm like, oh my God, he is so fast.
We are 20 minutes into the podcast, and we're just now mentioning a guy who had 4 touchdowns in the game because the defense played so good, Kenny. But go on, sorry.
But that's important because that's what everybody was talking about. We knew KU's offense or KU's defense wasn't the greatest, right? We knew that.
Yes.
Like, they're the worst in the country when it comes to the rush defense. But it was their offense that everybody was like, oh, no, this is going to be a shootout. This is going to be a shootout kind of game. But K-State's defense completely shut that narrative down right away. And so it was at that point they realized, okay, K-State's actually the team that we all thought they were going to be. And I know this is just 1 week, and KU's not the greatest of teams, but they're 4-4 right now, and they're 3-1 or 3-2 in conference play, and they're starting to look like the team, man. Like, just the way that they're playing, it's exciting. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for the rest of the season, honestly. But let's break this down, Steve. You mentioned Avery Johnson. Let's give him his flowers because he deserved it. He played out of his mind.
I mean, he looked good from the beginning of the game. I mean, K-State scored on their opening possession for just a second time this season. He looked really cool, calm and collected out there, throwing some nice balls. I mean, 11 completions for 231 yards, 2 touchdowns. You touch on his running, 6 carries for 17 yards and 2 more touchdowns. I mean, they really didn't utilize him as much as I thought they would in the run game, but I mean, they utilize him on 4th down and 1. They got to the edge a couple times, scoring touchdowns, and one of which, the last one, he waved to the crowd goodbye because that last touchdown basically sealed the game, even though it was pretty much already over. He played phenomenal, and I mean, we have to touch on it, man. Jace Brown might be the best receiver since Byron Pringle, if not Tyler Lockett, dude. This guy, incredible. 4 catches, 160 yards, 1 touchdown. He should have had at least 2 because he caught another one at the 2-yard line and he caught another one at like the 5. So he could have had my 150 and 3 touchdowns, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, K-State's receivers look good. Lincoln Kerr was highlighted in the pregame considering his brother plays for KU. He had a couple catches as well, but man, K-State does not win this game without Avery Johnson, who, by the way, Kenny, 15 touchdowns on the year, only 2 interceptions, man. Avery Johnson has really started to take care of the ball this year, and you love to see it, man. You love to freaking see it.
Yeah, and look, you got to highlight the offensive line, man. Like, that was something that, again, we still have not seen our best offensive lineman out there. He's still out for the season. I don't think he's going to play for the remaining of the season because it looks like we have dialed in a group of 5 guys that are up front that can actually gel well. Their chemistry is great, and they're playing high-level college football, man. I mean, they're protecting Avery. They're protecting Avery because they know how important he is. They know that, like, he is like the guy, right? And he's been able to sling the ball around with precision, man. And I mean precision. That dot to Tibbs was amazing.
Oh, that touchdown pass, dude.
What a beautiful throw, beautiful catch, just leading him perfectly. I mean, that's like NFL caliber throw right there. Absolutely. NFL caliber throw catch. And then you mentioned it. Jace Brown playing like the star he is, man. He is truly stepped into this role as one of, if not, the best wide receiver since Tyler Lockett. I mean, this guy's going places. He plays very competitively. He's got a speed that is it's almost like it takes people off guard because they don't see it coming. They feel like they just don't see it coming. And, hats off to Avery, dude, that pass, that was supposed to be a run play, and it was checked down because they saw
bump and run defense.
They were playing Jace Brown man-to-man, and they had him close. They were playing like nosed, right up on the nose.
Defense, yep.
They were pressing him hard, and Avery's like, "You're an idiot." And like he checked it down, and then it was a deep ball to Jace Brown, took it in for a touchdown. I mean, just insane work. Again, that touchdown, little silly of him to kind of skate the
very silly, very, very, very silly.
Skate the end zone a little bit there. Luckily, it still counted, and there wasn't no foolery going on. But man, just walk it in, dude. We know it's a rivalry game. You're trying to trying to showboat a little bit, but showboating is what gets you in trouble, especially in games like these, because sometimes that could cause a fumble, then a safety or whatever, a fumble recovery, and then all of a sudden that an easy walk-in touchdown, causes chaos, and then KU finds a way back into the game. But luckily that didn't happen. Luckily, Jace Brown was able to get that ball across the line there. But man, it's one of those things where, he's having a little bit of fun. He's a competitor, man, and he brings the attitude into this offense that is really like it's fun to watch, man. He's very entertaining. He's a very entertaining guy.
I think he's the best player in offense. I really do. I
think between him and Avery, I think you're right. I think those are the best 1-2 punch K-State's had in a very long time, and it's up there, dude. It's up there with Sam Levitt and Jordan Tyson. It's up there with who's the dude from Sawyer Robertson and homeboy tight end
Trigg.
It's up there. It's up there. Jace Brown is making a name for himself in this university, and he's playing out of his mind, dude. And I'm happy for him. Homeboy from Florida of all places, and there were questions last year if he was going to even stick with K-State towards the end of the year, and then he puts on the great performance against Iowa State, and he sticks around one more year, and you see, man, just the connection that he has with Avery is just undeniable. But Steve, where do we want to go from here? Because we talked about the defense, we highlighted the stars on offense. Do we go to special teams now, or do we just kind of?
Yeah, no, I want to say one more thing on Jace Brown. I mean, everyone before the season, all they talked about was Dylan Edwards, finally full blow, full bore at running back. And what happens? He gets hurt first game. He's never really recovers. He has one really good game, and who knows what's going on there, honestly. I mean, I seen him in a boot on the sideline last home game. I don't know what's going on there. The whole thing of Jace Brown before the Iowa State game last year, to me, at this point, kind of feels like an NIL, like agent thing. Like, okay, well, we got one game left. Let's put out some stuff about him possibly leaving to try to get him more money to get him to come back. And it's working, man. He's looking, like you said, the best receiver since probably Tyler Lockett. I mean, the thing that everyone worried about last year is like, does K-State have a vertical passing game? Yeah, they do. Jace Brown is it, man. He's it. Jaron Tibbs is another really good vertical threat as well. JB Bradley's still not 100%. I mean, all of these guys are really not even 100%, but they're playing, whereas one other guy that's not 100% is not playing. But anyways, yeah, let's move on to the special teams.
Wait. One last thing. Go ahead. Didn't you say something about Avery Johnson and some records that happened?
Yeah, he is now tied for second. I'm gonna move up here. He's tied for second in K-State football history with passing touchdowns with 44. He's only 4 behind Will Howard. We have 4 games left this year, and he's only in his junior season, Kenny. Only in his junior season. He has a whole year left after that. If he comes back, I mean, he could set records that will never, ever be broken at K-State.
Dude, I said that this was going to be a possibility going into the season. I said Avery Johnson is probably going to break the career touchdowns for K-State.
He's at 45. 45. Only 3.
Yeah, and he's going to break this. I mean, he already broke he tied the single season record. I think that's going to be broken.
Oh, he did break. He broke the season record by 1.
By 1. Okay, so I think he could break it again, honestly. There's still a lot of football left,
and
we're playing Oklahoma State. I mean, I know that's probably going to be a game where he probably doesn't play the whole game. And in fact, before we hop off of offense, let's give a little shout out to Mr. Knuth or whatever.
Jacob Knuth.
Jacob Knuth almost running in a touchdown in garbage time. Dude, that was crazy.
Look at this guy.
Like,
shout out Jacob Knuth, baby. Looking like Colin Klein out there.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy's going for a touchdown. He gets run down at the end. I'm sure the coach was like, just get down. Just get down.
Because then we can do victory formation.
But you know what? It's pretty awesome though, because if I was in his place, I'm like, no, I'm getting this touchdown, dude. What do you mean?
I'm getting an end zone, baby. I'm getting an end zone.
I'm finally get a chance to get a touchdown against a rivalry school. This is what I'm here for, baby. I would have totally gotten that, and that would have been such an amazing moment, dude, for him.
Absolutely.
But of course, you got to play the game.
The right way.
what in front of you, and just happy for him, dude. What a moment that was, just literally what was it, 5-10 yards away from the end zone. Oh man, just yeah, absolutely, just super cool. Had to give him a shout out, but yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off the screen here. We're gonna talk about it. You called before the game. Now, yes, the opening kickoff was a bad moment for K-State special teams. It's been that way kind of all year. Bryce Norrenberg, very first play back. You called it. Like, no one else was talking about him coming back. You were the only one. He did fumble it, but I got to give respect to KU for hitting the ball out, hat right on the ball. But outside of that, K-State special teams, I mean, there was a ton of high snaps on extra points, They got the ball down. He kicked it through. And then, of course, we have to talk about the play I called you about. K-State brought the house to try to block that punt. They fumble it, pick it up, run it back for touchdown. I mean, K-State scored every single way possible this year. I mean, a punt return, basically a punt block, kickoff return for a touchdown, interception, fumble return for a touchdown. I mean, I don't know what K-State's doing. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know, man. It's like the K-State of old, baby. I freaking love special teams, baby. Special teams, What do you got to say about it, Kenny?
Dude, it makes me excited because a lot of the times this year we were like really down about the effort. We were down about the energy that was being put off. But again, something happened after the Arizona game because you could tell a huge difference between that game and the games that we've been getting the last 4 weeks, or the 4 games that we've gotten. It's like a completely different team, Steve. And you said it right there. Like before the Arizona game, we did get the kickoff return for a touchdown against Army. Mm-hmm. That actually hurt us. A lot of people have been mentioning that probably hurt us because it kept our defense out on the field when they really needed a break. But after that, pick 6, we had a side pass, scoop and score. We've had a punt, fumble, pick up, scoop and score. We've had like just everything all over everything you could think of is just they're scoring. They're finding ways to score all over the place, and it makes Avery Johnson's job a lot easier when you've got people all over the field in all different phases of the game, finding ways to score for K-State. Avery Johnson's able to slow down the game a little bit, but we know that that's not how he plays. Matt Wells, there were some bonehead calls here and there. There's always going to be bonehead calls, but I think he called a great game. I don't know. What do you think? Let's highlight Matt Wells and what he did for the game.
I want to say, Jacob Rodriguez, you are a king. We love you. Special teams, man. You've made every single kick outside of one that got blocked. I mean, that was probably going into, honestly. He's been phenomenal through 8 games. But in terms of
JUCO kid, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
He's a JUCO kid.
He's been killing it.
Diamond in the rough.
Matt Wells, I think he called a good, not great game. K-State was running the ball at will on one drive, right before KU took that 9-minute drive and came down and scored. And then he went away from the run. He dialed up a couple pass plays, which, by the way, Avery Johnson 100% missed Tibbs for a touchdown. Like, he dialed up a touchdown play. Avery just didn't see him. But so still, if you're running the ball at will on a defense, why would you go away from it, man? Make them show you they can stop it. Yeah. And K-State had to settle for a punt because they're not going to try a 50-yard field goal in those conditions. They're just not. And outside of that drive, I think it called a great game. Outside of one drive, and that's going to happen. Any team's going to have 1 or 2 bad called drives.
KU probably adjusted and, changed up their game plan a little bit. But, shout again, Matt Wells, the Avery Matt Wells connection here, Avery being able to see the defense. He looks like he's progressing now. It looks like he's actually stepping in to a real QB role now, being able to recognize defenses and what they're doing and be able to check the defense down and call it an audible. That is something that I have been trying to find anywhere on the field at any point in any week. He hasn't shown it, but he did. I guess, the coaches basically told us what happened. Like, that's exactly what happened. He checked it down, and and called the audible, and then that ended up being a huge touchdown play right there. And so, I mean, I know that's not going to happen every time, but Avery Johnson being able to recognize stuff like that, that's huge. That's something that, Colin Klein got a ton of trust from Bill Snyder in his last year, and Colin Klein was basically running that offense by himself. I mean, he was able to recognize, and there was a lot of trust built there. And I think Avery is just now getting that trust from Matt Wells to be able to do stuff like this. And I think it's working great. I want to keep seeing that progression. Trajectory is still going up. It's still going up, man.
8-4 incoming. I think he did check to the play. I think he said he didn't because he must have made some sort of hand gesture, and he doesn't want opponents to know what that hand gesture means, like go deeper or whatever. Like, I think he did really actually check to it, and he just didn't want to say that. Kenny, 53 plays on offense, 7 yards per play. I mean, that's going to get it done. That's going to get it done. Now, the third down efficiency doesn't look good on paper, but a lot of those third downs that they didn't convert on were in the second half when they're just like, okay, we're just going to try to, play, keep away, keep the ball on the ground, all of that. Like,
control the clock, play a short game. That's just what you do when you're up that much.
Yeah, and 2 for 2 on third down or fourth down. I mean, 2 for 2 on fourth down. Whereas KU was 1 for 5 on fourth down. There was a time, Kenny, when K-State defense could not stop a single fourth down. Not one. They figured it out, man. They have figured it out.
Again, like these last 4 games, UCF, Baylor, TCU, and KU, they've looked like a completely different team. And
I agree.
And TCU right there, that was the case for TCU. It's like, are we going to start to see K-State force these turnovers, force these fourth down failures, like to convert, like from every single team? Because whatever it is that they're doing, it's working. Whatever they've dialed up this defense to do, Clanderman, in Clanderman we trust. The t-shirt line is coming back. Like,
the merch line is coming back.
The merch line is up and running. Maybe it's too early to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I haven't said it all year, and we're starting to see it come back. Wait, we took it off the line. We took the merch line. We stopped production, and then maybe we need to ramp it back up. Maybe we hit the green light on the merch line to start production again.
We need to put his face on it, and then on the back say, and Clanderman we trust. K-State 18 sacks on the year. 17 forced. I mean, they almost have 17 across the board. 17 turnovers forced. I mean, they're doing a lot of good things on defense. K-State's offense is doing a lot of, 42 points. Like, the yardage doesn't look great for the game because of the amount of short fields that they got. I mean, the amount of times K-State stopped KU midfield or in plus territory was quite a bit. So the yardage doesn't look great, but the efficiency, 7 yards per play, I'll take that any day of the week, baby.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, again, I hate games that are people try to play the game on paper. That's not how it went down. That's not what it looked like. It was a complete domination, and you're not going to see that on paper. You're just not going to see it because KU was going for those fourth downs, like you said, and they weren't converting. So, yeah, K-State's going to take that short field and punch it in for some points or whatever. So, again, I'm extremely excited, Steve. Later today, we're going to go over all the other games. We're going to go over the power rankings. There's going to be some movement.
There's going
to be a lot of movement, and there's going to be some surprises here. Really fun weekend. I was not able to watch a lot of it, but I did catch a lot of the highlights. Of course, I watched, I saw all the results, and there were some results that were shocking, to be honest with you. And then there were some results that were like business as usual, expected. Yeah. Business as usual. So I'm excited for the Big 12, man. What a week. What a weekend of football. Power rankings are going to be coming out around 4:30. If you guys are sticking around, please come back and be live for that. We'll say it right now. We'll say it again during that pod, but if there's a team that you would like to maybe bump up on the power rankings, give us a little donation and we'll bump up any team.
We'll move any team. I mean, even if you're like, oh, I'm a BYU fan, I want Utah moved down, we'll do it. Just send us
we'll move Utah down a peg. Yeah, only one though. Only one.
One per dollar.
Hey, and if you're an Oklahoma State fan and you want to move them down one, we'll move them down to 17. I mean,
we'll figure out a way to move them down to 17. We'll move them down to 25.
We'll find a way to move them down to 17. We're gonna get a whole bunch of donations. Utah's gonna be like 95th.
Yeah, I do want to touch on this really quick. The TNT coverage was amazing outside of the end zone camera on that one play. It was really good. The pregame was really good. The halftime was really good. Everything was great. The only problem I have about it, and I want to hear your thoughts on this before we get out of here. So the coverage was amazing. It was top notch, way better than ESPN, Fox, ABC, all of that.
All right.
And they love the Big 12. They freaking love the Big 12. And they talked about it. They're like, we love the Big 12. We love what they're doing. We have faith in them. They're going to give us more money. But does it hurt the Big 12's brand by playing games on TNT? Like, I feel like it hurts the ACC's brand playing games on a freaking CW. Like, does money matter more than like the outlook of your program or conference by playing on these different networks? Or is money all you care about? Because the TV numbers do not look great for the Big 12 right now.
I don't think it matters. I mean, TNT, weren't they covering the NBA?
They do
like
they do
forever?
the NBA and they do the NCAA tournament as well.
Yeah. And so like, okay, you could say, well, this is a basketball program, but if I'm flipping through the channels and then I see TNT and there's a Big 12 game on, I'm like, oh snap. Like we got college football on this channel. Like I'm not used to this. And so I think it's gonna take some getting used to. Now the CW show is a bad network for a whole host of reasons. It's not because it's the CW and it's not a sports network. I mean, their shows are kind of trash, honestly. Like they've got some cringe shows on the CW and they're just, I don't know. It's just a wild show or a wild network. But TNT, man, like I've always thought that they were a good network. I think that that's a really good home for the Big 12, and I think that that's going to fit just fine. I'm not worried about it at all, Steve. I think it's fine. I think we needed to find a home because we weren't going to get any love from ESPN. We're not going to get any love from any of these other sports networks. I mean, we're not. I mean, like
no,
they're bought and paid for by the Big 10 and SEC. So finding a home is going to be like paramount to like the success of this conference. So I'm not worried about it at all. And yeah, shout out to all the newcomers: Utah, BYU, Arizona State, Cincinnati. I mean, even Houston. I mean, they've been here for a couple of years. UCF has been here for a couple of years. Cincinnati, like I've already said them. But they've elevated this conference, and BYU, I like how
all of them.
BYU. Yeah, of course I said them. Colorado coming back. I mean, it's fun. It's brought the conference a lot of new eyeballs, and BYU, the story about them is really crazy, like them being an independent and not finding a home and getting disrespected because they're an independent. They're not named Notre Dame, because apparently Notre Dame's the only team that could be independent and actually have respect.
Right.
So BYU finding a conference and then landing in the Big 12, this is perfect for them. Mm-hmm. This has been like such a joy to watch BYU the last couple of years. I mean, and they're carrying the torch right now. They're still undefeated. And we're going to talk about it later today, at 4:30 with the power rankings, but I'm just blown away by this conference. I think all the teams are really showing how fun this conference can be. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. And as Brian Hanley always says, the Big 12 be Big 12-ing, and it still does. Despite losing Oklahoma and Texas, the Big 12 is still Big 12-ing.
You know what Brett Yormark said, because they interviewed him during the game. He said the Big 12 basketball conference, because it's the same conference, but for basketball, he says Big 12 basketball is the second best league in America for basketball, only behind the NBA. He thinks the Big 12 basketball is the second best league. And I love that. I freaking love that from our conference, which, by the way, he's a short king. He's very, very, very short. But I love the way he talks. I love his enthusiasm. I love what he's done for the Big 12. But I just wanted to ask you again about that TNT, because I do agree. It has been known as an NBA staple. It has been known as a NCAA tournament staple. So I love their production. I think it was really good. I think as long as we get enough money, it'll be good. I just wanted to ask you if you think it hurts the brand, because it definitely seems like ESPN only cares about the SEC. I mean, ABC, because they own ABC as well, right? Disney, all of that.
Yeah.
If you look at Saturday alone, the SEC had all three ABC time slots: 11, 2:30, and 6. Like, You're not even giving these other conferences a chance, man. They're not even giving these other conferences a chance, and it's pissing me off.
It's the disrespect, you know. But hey, look, shout out to this John NE4FQ. Is that like a word that is spelled
let's just go, John. I don't know.
John.
Yeah, we'll just go,
John. Everyone uses YouTube TV and stuff now. The games just pop up. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be companies out there that are just streaming platforms, and they're just gonna have the games popping up. And so, yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, people are going to be tending away from cable anyway, Steve. And they're just going to have these. They're just going to have these broad streaming sites that are going to have every game, and then you just like pick which one you want to watch. I get a lot of, I don't even own any SEC programs or anything, but I get like notifications on my watch, or like Ole Miss and Oklahoma, fourth quarter, big game. And so I'll get these notifications.
No one cares.
But I guarantee you there's going to be games that are going to come out that are like BYU, Utah, Holy War, big games, see you the ending, and it's like these streaming platforms, they're going to be able to put out those notifications too. And there's going to be a college football lover that's out there watching his mediocre Tennessee versus Florida Gators game, and it's not going anywhere. And then he'll get a notification, BYU versus Arizona State, it's coming down to the wire. He'll be like, oh shit, what's going on here? And then he'll like flip over to the channel and be like, oh man, this is a game. Why am I wearing this Tennessee shirt?
So actually I went back and looked at it, because K-State was playing KU, big rivalry game, lots of highlights. ESPN and SportsCenter, neither one of them tweeted anything about the game because the game was not on their network. They're only tweeting highlights and stuff from their network games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is, Steve. They'll start talking about the Big 12 again when it comes to basketball, because
I hope so.
You said it, man. Big 12 basketball. Hey, since we're talking about K-State, let's get a little.
I want to talk 1 minute about it, and that's all I want to talk about. I watched a whole
little blimp in the K-State basketball round, and then we're gonna get out of here.
K-State,
I gotta go get my car.
K-State at Missouri. Obviously you want to win. I mean, K-State scored 91 points. Their defense giving up 100 is not great, but Missouri's got some talent, man. They got some dudes. They do, and they went to the NCAA tournament last year. I'm not a fan of Dennis Gates. I don't like him as a person whatsoever. I am still very much worried about K-State's big men. Like, there was one guy that didn't play for K-State that I think is going to be in the rotation, Marcus Johnson. I don't know why he didn't play, but I will say the Euros, they didn't look scared. They look like they wanted it, man. Now, do they have the athleticism to guard these guys defensively? That I don't know. But PJ Haggerty, he looked like a dude, man. He really, really, really looked like a dude. Yeah. K-State made 10 threes in the game, and that's without Abdi Bashir, I think is how you say his name, making really more than 1 or 2 in a game. I mean, he's going to be a streaky guy like the Amarillo Assassin. I think it was a good, not great performance by K-State basketball, and it doesn't matter. It's just an exhibition. Who cares, right?
So. Yeah, it's an exhibition. It gives you a little bit of hope that they're already starting on a better foot than they were last year.
I agree.
I think I want to say introduction, but like the introduction to the new coaching staff, I think that is showing to be a really positive move in the right direction. You said it, Mizzou is easily a Sweet 16 kind of team. Mm-hmm. I don't respect their coach either, but it is what it is. His team's looking good this year, and they played a really, really good team. It is an exhibition game, whatever. PJ Haggerty looks like the real deal. There's a reason why
it's an away game. Let's not forget that. If K-State played that at home, they probably win the game. And again, it's just an exhibition.
And it doesn't count for anything. It's just basically glorified practice.
Yep.
Just to see because if you don't play anybody, you don't really know like how good your defense is. You don't know how good your offense is because you're playing each other, and so in the game that you play against each other, it's like, oh, our defense won this week or our offense won this week. So it's like, oh yeah, well then your defense lost and your offense won, or your offense lost and your defense won. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, K-State basketball is on the right foot, and they're trending in the right direction already, and that's great to see. I can't wait for it. It needed to be a revival. It needed to be stripped down, rebuilt, re-looked at, take a different perspective, because the last 2 years have been a huge disappointment. And I love Coach Tang as a human being. You say the same thing, Steve. an amazing individual, has a
Mhm.
great heart, a beautiful heart. Honestly, most guys would want their coaches to be like this. Most
Yep.
guys
Yep.
who are fans of their team. But the question always was, great person, but is he a good coach? And
Can he win? Can he win? That's the only thing that matters.
he did put the Naquan Tomlin, the Marquise Noel, the Keontae John. He put that team together. He put that team together.
He inherited Marquise Noel. Let's not forget that.
Right. Okay. He inherited him, but he still coached them, right? And brought that team together to go and make the Elite Eight, right? It just it fell apart after that. And so you were always wondering, like, was this just a flash in the pan? Well, we're gonna find out. And you could chalk up what happened in the season after that to the whole Naquan Tomlin debacle.
Well, what about last year?
And then last year, yeah, okay, like he had a great transfer portal class. It just didn't pan out because he didn't get the right guys, and he said that was his fault. He had his assistant coaches weren't stepping in, and that's what he did. He had to look internally, go out and find some coaches that could step in. And I feel like he's found the right team now to really support him and his vision. And I'm just excited. Okay. I'm definitely looking at this in an optimistic view. I like the guys that they got. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's going to be exciting to see what they got. That's all I'm going to say. And we can stop talking about basketball because we are in the thick of Big 12 football.
I want to say one more thing before we get out of here.
Okay.
I do feel like Dennis Gates tried to play that game to win. Like, I think he cared more about winning that game than actually like evaluating players. Like, he had his starters in for almost the entirety of the game. Whereas Tang was putting in different lineups, trying different things, pulling guys out. I mean, Haggerty was going off and they took him out to try out someone else. Like, Tang 100% looked at it the way you're supposed to look at it, whereas Dennis Gates 100% just wanted to win that game. Yeah, I will say that
it's kind of a rivalry, not really a rivalry.
But I mean, you want to win that game. You want
to. K-State versus Mizzou. I mean, like old Big 12 rivals, But it is just an exhibition, and I agree with you, man. He definitely left his starters in for way too long, and Tang wants to see what the personnel that he has, like the chemistry of certain guys, what it looks like against a good team, and we're not taking anything away from Mizzou. They're a great team. It's just obviously every team, like you say, Steve, they reflect what their coach is like. It's
gonna take a while for this team to gel. I think that Mizzou had more coming back than we did. Obviously, I mean, if you look at the guys, K-State had 4 guys come back with only 6 combined double-figure games last year. So
it is what it is. And
there was almost a fight after the game as well. Shout out CJ Jones for trying to fight someone in an exhibition. But anyways, Kenny, 17 straight. K-State still has a chance to go to a bowl game, a really realistic chance to go to
a realistic chance. They've got 2 teams for sure that they can beat easily. And then they've got 2 other teams that are going to be tough.
They're elimination games. Every single game the rest of the season is an elimination game.
For
Arlington.
For Arlington, for sure. K-State has to win just to be in the conversation every single game, because there's still a lot of scenarios now, given what happened last week with some of the games. There's some issues here, but we'll go over it later in this week. Today we're gonna go over power rankings, and man, 17 in a row. God, it feels so good. I
want to highlight this comment real quick. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it, man.
K-State baseball is doing fall baseball. They beat KU 16-2. Volleyball came back from 2 games to 1 at KU, who's ranked number 14 in the country, to win in 5 sets.
That's right.
And then, of course, football gets it done at KU. Winning.
It was not a good week for KU. Okay,
it was not a good week for Travis Goff and KU. It just wasn't.
Yeah, the athletic coordinator office is it's rough over there. It's rough over there. the recruiting that's going on in KU is they're freaking out right now. They're freaking out.
They have to, because they spent all this money and they still can't beat K-State.
And they're like, oh my God, we just lost to our rival. All those K-State kids from high school, they're seeing what KU just did.
And I'm proud to be a Wildcat where I know I can beat them Jayhawks. All right, that's our show today. We'll be back at 4:30 breaking down our Big 12 power rankings. Kenny, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, dude, just it feels good to be a Wildcat fan, especially on Beat KU week. And the way that we did it, man, the way that we did it, it wasn't close. It wasn't like the last 2 years where there was, oh my God, they're really ramping up and they're getting closer and closer. And could this be the time? No, man, K-State came out and played the game of the century against them. Not really the century, but you know what I mean? They really put it to them. Look, we're undefeated on KU's new field. That's all I'm going to say. We're undefeated on KU's new field.
Their new stadium, all of that,
dude. Their new stadium. It's amazing. So
the last time that KU beat K-State, you could still have DVDs sent to you by Netflix. I wasn't old enough to drink alcohol the last time they beat K-State.
Oh my God.
I'm now almost 38 and have a 10-year-old, soon to be 11-year-old.
She's going to be able to drink alcohol.
but before they beat K-State. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Kenny, let them know.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody that's been in here commenting, we appreciate the engagement. Please come back at 4:30. We're going to go over the power rankings. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun with it this time. And go Big 12 and go Cats.
Go Cats, baby.